The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, the author of Mastering Probability, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning from TFNN. Welcome to the December 9th, terrific Tuesday edition of today's opening bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Perseverance Rhodes, and I believe we should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. So as we begin our day, let's always remember life happens for us, not to us. When you and I, when we can make that one small little shift, that one word out there, life happens for us, not to us. It'll make all the difference in the world. And the reason is because that means that you and I, we can find a gift in every set of circumstances that the universe is going to throw at us. And trust me, the universe is going to throw circumstances at us. And that means all we've got to do is learn to plant a good sail and then just simply go ahead and enjoy the ride. Hope everyone out there had a magical Monday. And as always, I am grateful for your presence here today. Of course, I'm really here to serve you. So that means just go ahead, pick up the phone, give me a call at 877-927-6648. Internationally, you can call me at 727-445-1044. Of course, it is Terrific Tuesday. This is TFNN. I'm Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the show. Now, where are we at? Hey, Dow futures are off 147 points, trade out at 17,703. S&P futures off 19 points, trade out 2,040 and change. NASDAQ off 42 points. She's trading out at 42.37. Russell 2000 off 10 points. Goldilocks up 23 bucks. Silver up 46 pennies. Light sweet crude up 37 cents. A quick peek across the globe out here. What do we have going on over in Europe right now? We've got the DAX. She's down 151 points, up 1.5%. The FTSE off 100 points, down 1.5% as well. Red arrows across the board last night in Asia. Of course, we handed the ball off. We handed those red arrows off. The Shanghai, she was down 172 points, 5% to the downside. Hang Seng off about 2.5%, off 561 points. The Nikkei only down 122 points, about less than 0.75% out there. Now, yesterday, hopefully you caught the shows. And we're going to go ahead and follow up. We'll probably go back and review a number of the charts that we looked at yesterday. But here's the key. If you remember when I left you yesterday during that, it was at least during the second hour. Try to maybe during the first hour as well. You know, if I were to ask you, what is it that you believe is the absolute ultimate power that you possess? The ultimate power that any of us possess. Each of us possess one power that is stronger than anything else in the world. And really what I was doing yesterday was really setting you up for that power. Do you remember? That power is anticipation. You know that song, in the Heinz ketchup bottle? Maybe you'll always remember that. But the ultimate power is anticipation. Why is that? Here's it's simple as this. What I was setting you up for yesterday was the likely potential, because of what we were taking a look at in the charts, of one of these so-called scary bottoms. Now, the Dow finished down, 106 points or so. Yesterday, futures are up 156 points as we speak right now. Remember? And I said, the markets are going to come crashing down. If I'm telling you that as the markets are kind of flat and they're moving to the upside, that's really going to be setting up the next buy opportunity. And hopefully it gets a lot worse. We want this to get as scary as you possibly can, because what we were doing was we were anticipating that. And why do you want to anticipate? It's really simple. You can write these words down. So losers react and leaders anticipate. It's really that simple out there. So we're going to go take a look at the markets. We're going to anticipate what it is that they're doing so that we can go ahead and make our decision. Now, I learned that whole principle many years ago. I attended a business class at the Harvard Business School, and it's actually a principle taught by Watson. Not the IBM computer Watson, but the real Thomas J. Watson. Now, of course, he had passed away by that time, and he didn't teach me, but it was his principle inside of IBM that stuck with me forever. And the principle goes like this. I don't know if you've ever gone to a sales meeting and you thought that you were totally prepared, and not really a sales meeting, what I'll call an influence meeting. You know, a lot of times people use the word sales and they have a bad connotation. The reality is each of us have to influence each other, or ourselves most certainly, when we are trading these markets out here. So you need to learn to be the best salesperson that you can. And you can learn from Thomas Watson. What he taught me was the following. He taught me that you need to prepare as good as you can. And then the last thing that you've got to ask yourself, the last thing you have to ask your group, is why did we fail? Folks, it works that way if you're a technical trader out there. That's why I spent so much time during the 7-week trading course that I put together, that you can still attend out there. You absolutely need to understand why. So we got to take a look at both sides of the trade. That's really all that it means to me, and you got to anticipate out here. So let's get back into these markets out here. Let's go see what it is that they're doing. Let's look at a couple of different things out here. And I don't know really where do we want to start. Let's start with the NASDAQ out here. Let's go take a look at the NASDAQ futures, see what they're doing on their daily chart out here. Since that has been super strong, when we take a look at the daily chart here for the NASDAQ, number one, we know that it has not completed, hasn't made that full extension of its 1-to-1A to B equals CD to the upside. That price projection, by the way, is 43.93. Is price going to stop there after this? And by the way, I did speak with, I was running a little bit late this morning, and that was because Santa, this time of the year, he calls a number of board meetings just simply to make sure that everything is on schedule. And look, folks, you can go check the coal mines. They're not delivering more coal, so he's just simply getting things prepared for the next portion of the Santa Claus rally. And it's not 43.93 that the Nasdaq's going to head to. It's 45.85, maybe even beyond that. So get ready for a good ride. What we want to do is try to anticipate. What we want to do is anticipate where that next bottom pattern comes in. What do we know about the Nasdaq out here? Well, the daily chart. One of the things that we know, it's traveling below its TAS market profile low out here. Let's go take a look at retracement levels, meaning of the C to D leg, meaning off of the low out here from October 16th out to the high that came in on November 28th out here. And we'll see that the NASDAQ has got a long way to go just to make it back to the 0.382 retracement. And if it gets back there, you're looking at 4,094. You're trading at 42.39 right now. That's about, what is that? It's not 200 points, but it's 150 points or so, somewhere around there. The NASDAQ gives up 150 points. People are going to be thrown in the cards. CNBC is going to have a conniption. They're not going to even know what to really report on out here, for the most part. Not everybody, but for the most part out here. And what you and I know is, shoot, a move to 4,094 in the NASDAQ is nothing. The reality is the normal move ought to take you to 39.37. Now, 39.37 versus where you're trading at right now, 42.38. Yeah, people would absolutely be throwing in the cards. Now, what we also know is the B point or the swing point, the trading session from September 19th, the top of which is 41.18. 41.18, 4,094. Those certainly could be levels of where price might move down to. Does it have to even move back that far? Absolutely, positively not. So we're going to have to watch for intraday patterns on the 300-minute chart, the 5-hour energy drink chart. Maybe it's going to be the 2-hour chart, the 120-minute chart out there. In fact, if we go take a look at the NASDAQ, let's take a look at the 120-minute chart out here. If we take a look at what it may have done, what it may be doing, it's possible. Well, let's take a look at potential A to B equals CD down pattern here inside of the 120-minute chart. Our A point's going to be all the way back here. Looks like that was about the 12 noon time frame on November the 28th. Your B point's going to be down here at about 10 a.m. That's also on looks like November 30th. Your C point, let me mark that there. Your C point looks like the move right up to about right about there. Yeah, right there, which looks like about 10 a.m. That's on December the 5th. So what we know about the NASDAQ right now is on the 2-hour chart, she's made a 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD to the downside. 42.32 basically is that price projection so far. What we've seen out here is a move down to 42.32.50. Does that mean that's where price stops? Absolutely not. It could, and it may continue lower. In fact, if it continues lower, you're looking at a price point of about 42.06 as its next stopping point, potential stopping point out here. You made a 0.786 in essence, basically at the SC point. So close below, a move below on a 2-hour chart below 42.30, and you're looking at a move down to the 42.06 area. That's taking a look. Excuse me. At the 120-minute time frame. Let's go take a look and see what's going on the 30-minute time frame. Hopefully you're watching us on TigerTV. If you're listening on the radio, or your mobile device at tfnn.mobi. We appreciate that so much. Don't forget you can get the live stream of this by going to the homepage at tfnn.com. Upper right-hand side, you'll see a button that allows you to watch Tiger TV on your device in HD. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. We can see here inside the 30-minute chart, the NASDAQ was moving lower with less relative weakness. Well, that picked up during the trading session right here between 8 and 8:30. So we had some energy picked up. That pattern is no longer in play. We're just simply going to be watching the A to B equals CD pattern out there to be able to potentially intraday buy the D point out there. Is there a bottom coming? The next bottom? Let me just put it to you like this. With certainty, absolutely, there is another bottom that is coming inside the market. Same type of conviction that I had back when we were calling the lows in October, around the middle of October, October 15th, October 16th out there. At least that is what I see when I look at the stock charts out there. But you can tell me what it is that you see. The easiest way to do that is to give me a call at 877-927-6648. Would appreciate that. Let's go take a look at, so we get to look at all the different futures contracts, try to come up with price projection areas. But now let's go take a look and see, we'll just to try to put all this really together for us. Let's go take a look at what's going on inside the currency market out here. Let's go take a look at the Euro Japanese Yen. If we take a look at the Euro Japanese Yen, what did we see here yesterday? Number one, we saw key reversal session. Key reversal session, what is that? A lot of times people get this confused with a outside day. This is key reversal. Key reversal, you absolutely have to have three things take place. Number one, the market's got to be in extended condition. How do you identify an extended condition? Well, a Fibonacci expansion is a good way. Completion of an A to B equals CD. You can use the 14-period relative strength indicator. In the middle of a move, it just means it was an outside day. It doesn't mean it's a reversal day out there. But yesterday, a different story inside the Euro Japanese Yen. Now, why is it that we pay attention to the Euro Japanese Yen? Because it calls the U.S. stock market better than any other currency pair out there. Why? It's the carry trade. It's the carry trade out there, and it just simply does. So we got to pay attention. Now, the cool thing is there's nothing more bullish than a failed bearish pattern out here. At this stage, that key reversal session inside of the Euro Japanese Yen, if price ever gets above 149.78 out there, and it will, when price gets above that area, then it's a continuation off to the races to the upside out here. At this stage, the pullback has been relatively muted inside the currency pair. Remember, it's a directional indicator. It's not a tick-for-tick correlation between the U.S. stock markets and its currency pair. It's a directional indicator. Hey, a directional indicator, I don't know about you. Sometimes all I needed was just give me some direction, and I'll be good. That's what I try to do here each and every morning. It's what I do inside of my workshop, inside of my newsletter. Inside the workshop, by the way, the 7-week trading course, which you can still sign up for. We've been trading the ES Mini on the 120-minute time frame. I think the course cost about $395, depending on whether you have Tiger dollars or not. I think we're up somewhere so far, locked-in profits of about, this is just a couple of weeks, on only one contract in the ES. $1,300, $1,400, $1,500, something like that. Seems to me like it pays for the course. Go check it out at the homepage at TFNN.com. Sign up. I would love to teach you as well. We'll be right back, folks.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Check out the new look of TigerTV. Now you can see all hosts, charts, and computer screens live in high definition. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Carol Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV. Now, crystal clear in high definition, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't seen the new look of TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow futures off 150 right now. I was a little bit wrong on the figures I gave you. So what I'm doing in the 7-week trading course is a couple of things. One, I'm following the ES Mini on the 120-minute time frame, and I'm providing the attendees of the workshop, which you can still be an attendee of the workshop, with every single trade pattern that I'm teaching out there and identifying the executable trade. So we went short yesterday at a little past 8 in the morning when I sent out the newsletter update on the ES Mini, since we're tracking that. The first trade out there, and this is per contract. So, what do you need to really trade a contract? $5,000, $10,000 is a pretty decent amount to go ahead and trade one contract out here. And so the first trade, we made $650 on that trade. The second trade was yesterday. Now, if somebody wanted to close out that trade right now, which is not how I've actually played this thing. If they wanted to close out that trade right now, it's worth $1,400 in profit. And yesterday we risked $500 for 14, so they've already got pretty close to a 3-to-1. So in just the 2 weeks since we held the workshop out there, which costs, as I say, $395 out there, and you should be asking for this for one of your holiday gifts. In this case here, we're up over $2,000. So not only will you get an education of a lifetime, and I do mean of a lifetime, because what I do is I just simply put it all on the table. So, and you really should want to understand these patterns out there, because they're so consistent, they're so helpful, they allow you to get rid of all the noise that's going on in the marketplace. What they help you to do is anticipate. And that's really what it's all about. And you know that to be the case no matter whether you're raising your family, no matter what it is that you are doing out there. It's really all about anticipation. And that's the unique thing that each of us here have at TFNN, and you too. And we just simply, you know, it's not about how many followers we have when it comes to leadership. It's about how many leaders we create. And the best way to create a leader is for us to be able to pass on our education. And it can't be done in a, even with 8 hours a day during the radio shows, television shows. Another example, in my normal newsletter, Mastering Probability, we began building a position going along the gold miners. We began that position on Friday. That was the anticipation of a pattern. I actually shared it in the den yesterday afternoon out there, and I'm not going to share it with you live on the air here. What you can do is you can most certainly go subscribe to Mastering Probability. You can test drive that for the next 30 days. There's no risk in doing that out there. But on Friday, based on a pattern that is so consistent out there that we couldn't pass up the trade, we just simply started building our position. We took half of the position on Friday, and we took the other half yesterday out there with a limit order, and we're built. Now, when we take a look at gold, let's go look at Goldilocks and see what's going on out here. And I can't tell you why this pattern works. I just know that it does work out there. And I know that all these patterns so many patterns I take a look at, if you just simply go back and do the work, one of the cool things about what we have, what you and I have access to that so many didn't so many years ago is we've got all the data here. It's nothing more than data mining, data crunching, going back and taking a look at the probability. That's the newsletter. It is called Mastering Probability. And why? It's just a probability quotient. A lot of people are looking for certainty. What's certainty mean when it comes to trading? It just means comfort. A lot of times sometimes people will say certainty is about, winning. How about if, the word comfort is really the same as certainty? How about if you had the comfort that you could have, 300, I did the math on it, 300 and some odd trades in a row that were losers before you would lose all of your working capital? You're really going to stick around for that period of time? You're going to trade your strategy along the way out there. That's where you learn how to risk only. You learn that power of 1%, something that I developed, I almost hate to admit that was 35 years ago or so. Anyways, it's an absolute pattern that you've got to know. But look, if we take a look at gold here, gold right now is attempting to break out above a trend line out here. Now, there's a lot of buy orders that are nesting somewhere right around where we're at right now, which is the price of $12.18, and today probably around the $12.26-ish type range, $12.28. I don't have the exact number. It's that red trend line that we're looking at coming off of the high here from July 10th. If you take a look at that as your touch point, you can use as a touch point out here for the trend August the 14th. Once gold breaks above that level, and the question is, will it? Look, I don't know whether it will or it won't. I've got enough experience with the trading pattern that we use to say it will. It absolutely, let me just say it should. It should based on that, because the pattern is actually playing out the way that we believed that it was before we entered the trade. Do we have any guarantee? Could this thing absolutely fail here? Yeah, but we've got a stop in place. And if that's the case and it fails, we'll just simply go ahead, take the stop, and keep, it's like Timex. What takes a ticking and keeps on licking or something like that. I know that that's wrong. But for those of you out there, what that expression out there. It's just a matter of getting back up and taking the next trade. Gold on the move this morning. If it breaks this 1226-ish type level out here, there's going to be a huge slew of buy orders. You are not the only one looking at this. I'm not the only one looking at this. Prop trading desks are watching these trend lines. 877-927-6648. Great.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization automation capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Each and every time that the dollar ticks higher, S&P wants higher price. Each and every time that the dollar's ticking lower, guess what? S&P wants lower price. Dollar, the metals, and the S&P are going tick for tick.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
We're off to the races. We got the Dow off 153. She's trading out at 17,698. S&P off 19. Trading at 2,041. NASDAQ Composite off 54 points. She's trading at 46.87. Russell 2000 down 11 at 11.55. Lead the charge the upside. Bluebird Biotech out here up $30, up 62% out here. I don't know if that's a buyout or if they've cured some disease out here. I'm hoping the latter for sure. Let's see. Bluebird's bio is in the pink. Not sure what that means out here. You got PDC Energy, that's up 13%, up about 380. You've got Abercrombie and Fitch up 6.5%, up $1.76. Cinemark Holdings, she's up 3%, up $1. A lot of them, all the gold, Rand Gold, things of that sort. Lululemon up about 3%, up $1.33. To the downside, we've got Cons Inc., CONN, off about $12, down 34%. Spirit Airlines, SABE, off 13%. Baidu down another 3% here this morning, off $7. $7. Tesla up 8. Amazon down 4. Bit Auto Holdings down about $4 out here. Ambarella up 350 as well. Okay, so now what we have to do is this here. Oh, let's first take a look at the euro. Then we'll go back to an intraday chart, just to try to manage what's going on inside the ES. But let's go take a look at the euro out here. Now, when we take a look at the euro, of course, we've got Mario Draghi out there, and what both you and I know is the following: Mario Draghi is full of speak. You thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? I've been waiting. I've been dying to say that. He's full of speak. Now, Steve Leisman is the first guy that I've heard that actually said it. I think he kind of dropped it. I don't even know if he knew what he was saying out there. But if we take a look at what Mario Draghi does, and it's a beautiful way to term it. I wish I would have thought of it, but I'm going to borrow it from him because it's so good. And what Mario Draghi is, he's an expert at quantitative speaking, not quantitative easing out there. And it's his speaking that get, traders to go ahead and make their trades based upon the way that he's speaking when we take a look at the euro. But what you and I know by going and just actually taking a look at what he actually does, by taking a look at the balance sheet, we know that the guy has not been increasing the balance sheet over the past couple of years. Nowhere near like what our Federal Reserve does. So it's just he's a quantitative speaker. He's full of speak out there. Now what we're seeing here is we've seen the euro bounce. Hasn't completed the A to B equals CD pattern that I would prefer it to complete. But, what it has done, it had this key reversal. Remember, we're taking a look at a key reversal session inside the Euro-Japanese yen. Well, there's a key reversal session inside of the euro itself, and that took place here on December the 4th. And the low of that has actually held as support. So we'll see if we can get some traction here. If we do get traction here, meaning the euro moving higher, getting stronger against the U.S. dollar index, and that's likely the outcome. It's really the big plan of the big money investors out there, and I'm going to put central banks certainly as a part of that group out there. Everybody's talking about the euro getting trashed, and why is it that the big money is taking a position on the U.S. dollar index, being the one that's going to take the big tumble here? Just simply pay attention to patterns out there. You'd be so much better off. In this case here, we're seeing a bit of a bounce inside the euro. That's what's putting some pressure inside the U.S. dollar index. She's off 422 ticks or so as we speak right now, moving down. So you can see that correlation between the two. That's putting some energy into Goldilocks out here, up $25. We'll continue to watch gold. We're gonna. There's got to be a ton of buy orders just nesting somewhere right around here, somewhere just above this 1226 level. I can tell you if you're short, if you were a prop desk trader and you were short and you were paying attention to these trend lines, which they are, that's where the sphincter muscle starts to get a bit tight out there. At this stage here, we're seeing a break in a trend, and then what we're going to see is we're going to see an A to B equals CD to the upside. It'll be an expanded A to B, just as an example with regard to potential prices out here. I'm just going to use this is an approximate A to B equals CD. You're looking at $12.75, $12.99. We're going with the 1300, baby. At a minimum is where gold should head to once it goes ahead and it breaks this trend line. So we'll just watch this here during the next hour or so. We won't just stay focused on this one chart out there, but if we watch it, you're gonna see something that's easy to anticipate. Now, it's not out of the woods here, right? There's no way that it's out of the woods. Yeah, sort of. It's really not out of the woods here. It's got to break its trend. It's got to hold that trend. And when it does that, then it's que sera to the short side of Goldilocks. Okay, so you got the Dow's up 172, S&P down 22 points right now. Like all markets, they go in both directions out here. So just simply manage the trade, pay attention to the stock charts, and you'll be okay. So let's go take a look at a 30-minute chart here for the ES Mini, see what it is that we can find out here. So number one, on the ES Mini, we're just taking a look at at one of the A to B equals CD patterns. There's two of them that actually are out here. Why don't I do this here? Let me see this. Let me see. I'll keep this chart. But I should have just simply started with a clean chart out here. Let me see how quickly I can do this here. Of course, you guys can see it in HD. What the heck am I talking about? You can see all the details, so it's no big deal. But take a look at one of the A to B equals CD patterns out here, the large one that started right here at the high. Looks, let me put my cursor up here. It's going to make it a whole lot easier for you to maybe follow along. So that A point is right here, about 12 noon. It looks like on December the 5th out there. There's your A point, your B point down here at about 5:30 in the morning. That looks like on December the 8th. That's your B point, your C point, right up here at the level of about 10:30 in the morning. You can see you're right below the 1 to pi. That's right, 1 to 3.14 A to B equals CD to the downside. There's a secondary one that has actually formed. That's one that we're following right now. So this secondary A to B equals CD, this is one where our A point is about 11 o'clock in the morning. That was on the trading session right around here. It's either 11 or it's a 10:30 session. Either one's going to work. That's on December the 8th. Your B point is down here, and that's on December the 8th at about 2:30 in the afternoon. Your C point out here, about a 0.382 retracement, and that was at about 19:30, so 7:30 in the evening on December the 8th. That was last night. So we can see here that price has moved down into, oops, sorry about that. Just trying to expand this for you, make it a little bit easier for you to see. So what we know right now about the 30-minute time frame is we've seen a 1 to 1 point, or close to 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD. That's downside. It's a little piercing candle, bullish reversal signal. No follow through on the next session out there. No reversal as of yet. Again, we're looking at a 30-minute chart, not a 10-minute, a 15-minute, or what have you. We can also see that potentially we're down in the seventh wave to the downside of this move out here. You can start to get to the seventh wave of the downside or upside of any move on any time frame. You need to prepare yourself for the potential for reversal. Likewise, remember, we talk about how failed bullish or bearish patterns, there's nothing more bullish than a failed bearish pattern. There's nothing more bearish than a failed bullish pattern out here. And so this could be one of them. So we want to pay attention. This low that's being put in right now. Now, you don't get a confirmation to the following session, so we're at 9:42. This session, that means not until 10:30 could you actually get a confirmation out here. So we'll pay attention to the candle formations. So the question is, maybe do I expect a bounce or a bottom? And the answer is, answer is absolutely. Positively, I do. I just don't know whether it's coming at 9:45 this morning or it's coming at 9:45 tomorrow morning. Actually, I don't know the time. I was just kind of throwing that out there. But do I expect a bounce, and could it be the bottom? Yeah, the answer is absolutely. Do I expect it? I do. Without question, without equivocation. And so we just simply, the only way for us to just truly anticipate is to be able to understand candlestick signals out there. I mean, that's the first thing. That's the message. The bulls and bears have to show up for work each and every day. And what they do is they paint candlesticks that have meaning out there. It's the most amazing thing. I mean, if you want to just totally free yourself and truly understand the message of the markets, now they communicate to you to use and apply to the patterns that you trade out there, you've got to learn to use the proper reversal candlesticks out there. Now, I can teach you how to do that. Just go to the homepage, TFNN.com, sign up for my 7-week trading course out there. You've got access to the first. People are going to be asking you for gifts. What is it that I can get you? The gift of education that you can pass on to them. Can you really think of anything more powerful, more stronger than that out there? You really can't. So come on, join us. We're going to do another live workshop. That's going to be, and speaking of workshops, hey, tonight we've got our man, John Logan, who's going to be doing an extraordinary workshop out there. So you absolutely want to get over to the homepage of TFNN.com, and you absolutely want to sign up for this. Extraordinary tools that he has created. I use the tools that he has created to be able to help me to manage trades and see what's going on out there. So you absolutely want to do that. Now, let's go. So we looked at the euro a bit. We talked about Mario Draghi. Talked about his quantitative speaking out there. So we took a look at the euro. We've seen the euro Japanese yen. It's pulling back. It's going in the direction of what's happening inside the markets. We're taking a look at, potentially overbought patterns, areas where the market could bounce. And we're just simply watching for those signals out here. Let's go take a look at some things that are moving and grooving in the market. Let's go look at some things to move into the downside. See what we have out here. Let's go take a look at Spirit Airlines. SAVE is the ticker symbol. Shoosh. This thing here just created an island reversal top. Let's go ahead and how about that? That's pretty bearish out there. Now let's see. And that's at all-time highs, I believe. Shoot, son of a gun. This is a textbook. So if you and I, we were doing a textbook on island reversals, we would come back here and we would grab this stock chart. I think we would. Let's go. Let me put this on the monthly, quarterly time frame. Let me just make sure this thing is at all-time highs. I'm pretty sure that it is. Oh yeah, it is. So now let's go take a look. Let's come back to the daily chart. Now you want to talk about This is a beautiful pattern out here. Let me just make sure. Do we? Oh my goodness, we did. I'm taking a look here at the. So this thing here gapped up. Spirit Airlines, by the way. When I say this thing, SAVE is the ticker symbol. If you take a look at the high on November 26, that high out there, the price point is $79 even, Steven. Very next trading session gaps up. Low on that session, 81.60, 1.1 million shares. I'm really going to focus in on this candlestick here, the low during this gap up, because it really did create an island. An island because we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. Typically, these patterns take place over a 3-candle session. In this case here, it's a 9-candle session out here. So it really did create a island, which means they've got some folks on that island that are absolutely trapped like rats out there. Oof, you hate that. Now, if we take a look at the actual low of the trading session from December 1st, just to make sure we've got an island out here, $80.01. Where did we get to so far as a high today? $79.50. How about that? Yeah, you've got a you at $80.01. Is that right? 80, yeah, 80.01. So here is your island. This set right up here. There is no. This is not a Japanese. It's not a Western candle pattern out here, but it is one that you want to pay attention. So when you take a look at island bottoms or island tops, here's what I can tell you for certain: that when you're at your all-time highs and you see one of those things, there's nothing more bearish than that. Now, here's the other part of that. If that high ever gets taken out, meaning yesterday's high, meaning $85.35, you want to be all over that from a long side out there. So we've got both sides of the trade set up out here, right? That's called anticipation. You got to be able to anticipate both sides of the trade. Now, what do we know about SAVE right now? What do we know about Spirit Airlines? Well, you've got an island reversal, and you have volume off of the highs. Volume so far today, 1.6 million shares. Yesterday, you made a high with 800,000 shares. We've only been trading for 16 and a half minutes or so. So where is it likely that Spirit Airlines is headed to? Well, at this stage here, you got to go right down to the swing points. You got to go right to this cluster of swing points out here is the likely area where Spirit Airlines is headed to. That's going to be somewhere around the 52.86, 55, 60 level. You're trading at $72 as we speak right now. Hey, if you wanted to take a short trade, you got to go do the money management. I'm not suggesting that you do that, but I'd say your stop would probably be above today's high out there. The real stop should be above, from a real trade perspective, would be above 85.35, but that probably 85 or 72, $13. There's no way that's going to make a good enough money management decision. But Spirit Airlines, that is not a good pattern out there. Leader in the clubhouse on the way down. I don't even know what the news is behind that. That's got that thing croaking to the downside. You've got Cons Inc. CONN is the ticker symbol. That's off 35%. Whew. Third quarter loss of 3.63, a little over 3 million versus, oh my goodness, what are they? These guys must have a hole in their net income bottle out here. $3 million loss versus a $24 million profit in the third quarter last year. CFO Brian Taylor resigns. Well, that would make a whole lot of sense. I'm thinking he took with him about $27 million or so out there. That is. He did not do a good job of anticipating, to say the least out there. I mean, that's got to be, unless there was some unusual item inside the financials out here. Of course, Cons Inc., if we take a look at it, this thing has been struggling. This thing has had some big volume to the downside. Talk about a markdown period back on February 20th, 25 million shares to the downside. Then what does it do? It follows that up as an encore, 14 million shares on September 2nd. And now today you've done 1.6 million shares, another gap to the downside. Not a 3-gap play, that is for sure. That first gap was the largest gap to the downside. Where is Cons Inc. headed to? Good question. Let's go take a look at a weekly chart out here, see if we can see anything. Well, you got a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD that says this thing's going out of business. And then I doubt that it's going to do that, but that's where your A to B equals CD takes you to. And the B point on inside of Cons is March 10th, the week that began March 10th. That had 6.7 million shares. You're going to take it out this week with volume by the time it's all said and done out there. It already took it out with volume. That was on the week began October 6th. So you got to confirm. Here's the problem. You got to confirm A to B equals CD. That takes you to minus 3. I'm sorry, no, it's not out of business. It takes you to $2.82. It's probably months. It's just not worth it. 877-927-66. Steve Rhodes, TFNN.
take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
TFNN has just announced a special sale for the Gold Report for a limited time only. To celebrate the 660th weekly issue of Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, that's more than 12 years, TFNN is having a special one-time sale. Right now, you can receive 60 weeks of the Gold Report. That's 14 months for only $600. We're offering Tom O'Brien's dynamic weekly newsletter at only $10 a week, half off the regular monthly price. By taking advantage of this special offer, you also get a signed copy of Tom O'Brien's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, an $88 value. The Gold Report is published every Tuesday and provides subscribers with Tom O'Brien's expert commentary on the industry, as well as detailed information on a variety of mining equities. Not all gold stocks are the same. This offer is valid for current or new subscribers. All the details are on the front page of TFNN.com. The sale will be over before you know it, so act now and lock in this incredible price by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch Steve Rhodes as he teaches techniques on technical analysis using pattern recognition, celestial charting, Fibonacci, and other tools. The Trader's Edge, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go over and take a look at the 120-minute and the 30-minute charts here for the ES Mini. So if we take a look at the 120-minute chart here, now this candle that we're looking at right now, let me just pull this over to the side, make it a little bit easier for you to see out there. That's the candle that's going to end here in about 6 minutes. So looking for this, we'll see if this has the opportunity, if it wanted to, if buyers were to come in, has the opportunity to form a hammer candle. Now, if it forms a hammer candle down here, that is something worth noting. You're at the 6 out of of potential seventh wave. It could be just a second wave, just depending on how the count unfolds out here. If you see a bullish reversal signal, it says, hey, you've got to pay attention to it. Now, we entered the folks that are attending the 7-week trading course. Yesterday, we took a short position, our second trade. Yeah, we're their second trade inside the ES Mini over the course of 2 weeks. Again, we're using a 120-minute time frame chart out here. That's why I'm focused on this. This is for them, for those that I know are following the trade out here. So we got in using the 120-minute time frame. We did that day yesterday. But as I mentioned to them, and I had originally moved the stop right here to this 13-period exponential moving average, right around the 2055, 54 level. I think it might have been earlier this morning when I sent out the update. What I mentioned to them is also we were going to go ahead and switch over to manage the rest of the trade. Right now, we would be paying attention to the 30-minute chart out here. So as we pull up the 30-minute chart out here, what I just did during that break is I went ahead and I adjusted my stop, and I brought my stop down to the 2046 level. Now, by doing that at 2046, what that guarantees me is a 23-point move since yesterday morning at around 8 o'clock or so. So that's the equivalent of $1,162 for each contract out there. 10 contracts, 11 grand. You know, not a bad 24-hour period of time out there. It pays for the course. That's the whole thing. That's really the point out here. Now, on the 30-minute chart, here's what we know. What we know is that we've got an A to B equals CD to the downside, and if the price were to close right here at 2042, what you've got would be a bullish engulfing candle, and really a key reversal here on the 30-minute. Let me see. The high here during this session, the prior session was 2042.75. So far, we've seen a high of 2043. Yeah, so you'd have because we're overbought, so you'd have a key reversal session down here. We're now in a second set of waves to the downside, so I've got this measured as a seventh wave, a G out there, and so if we have an A to B equals CD, where we can buy the D point, we get a bullish candle, we get a confirmation of that on the very next trading session, price move higher, and probably my stop would be taken out by the market at the 2046 level. I'm willing to let the market, see, I can't control what the market does. I can only control what I do out here, and this is really all about just simply trading and then managing the trade out here. So I don't know what's going to happen the next minute, no more than you do. But what we do is we just simply take a look at these patterns, we anticipate these patterns, and we know what action it is that we're going to take because we have a trading plan ahead of time. No one better at doing that than our man Z inside the Tiger's Den out there, and many guys inside the Tiger's Den. No one better at doing that than John Logan, who's going to be teaching you how to utilize and how to anticipate with his TAS market profiles this evening, and and his speedometers out there. I mean, he's built a Ferrari, he's built a Lamborghini of trading tools out there that each of you should actually want to use, and you can certainly use them for the next 30 days out there. So there's absolutely no reason for you not to attend his workshop. I would sure like you to do that. I'm going to attend the workshop out there and never ask you to do anything that I wouldn't do out here. So now what we're seeing is we're seeing this bounce out here inside. So if you are following me and you're part of that 7-week trading workshop, please do adjust your stop here to the 2046 level, your 2043.50. Let the market take us out of the trade, and we may flip to the long side out there. You got to love it. Folks, thanks so much for being here. It is Terrific Tuesday. If you're off to start your day, have a great day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Stay tuned, now, Hour 2 of the Trader's Edge coming up next.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
You're watching Tiger TV.